with special guest Will Allred. Well, hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Capes Lunatics. Me, Phil, Lilith is here, Justin is here, Kristen is here, and of course, again, it sounds weird, special guest, but I mean, you'll be here at least once a month. So, Mr. Will Allred.
Hey everyone.
Hey, Will.
If you've listened,
how's it going?
Good. If you've listened to any episode of ours featuring Quasar, Green Lantern, Wonder Man, yes, you've heard Will Allred.
Yes, a veteran of the Capes and Lunatics family.
That's right.
That's right. Went through a whole, the live read, the times of the live reads with Matt Kona.
Yep,
Excellent
absolutely.
Drops.
Star Blast, the gift that keeps on giving.
Yes.
Oh yes.
You may know him from such drops as.
They aren't even attempting to enter our orifices.
That's the one.
I, of course, know how, Jordan.
I do.
Hey, boys, you look at the party? I love the party.
All right.
I can't believe they're going with the bowl cut for the Superman movie. I'm still not over it.
It's an interesting take.
I think they want that 80s jerk Guy Gardner, I guess.
Well, they got Supergirl back in the headband, so maybe.
Oh, did they?
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
really?
like the comic books coming back with that look.
The
Yeah.
comic
Oh.
book. Okay, I thought you meant.
And we might see live action Supergirl movie with the headband. Allegedly.
Really? Wow.
So.
All right.
Maybe
Cool.
we are going for those vibes.
All right.
Anybody watch the Peacemaker season 2 trailer? Because Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl were in it probably for 2
Yeah.
seconds. But...
Didn't they just finish the filming for the live action Supergirl? I think I read that somewhere.
It's going to be in post-production for a long time.
Mhm.
Probably up to like 3 days before because that's just how Warner Brothers Studios is.
That's how they roll.
We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Will.
We're
and his
talking.
creative endeavors.
That's right.
Professionally.
We're here to talk about his professionalism. Yes. So
He's
Really?
like, oh, way to put me on the spot.
Yeah.
yes, in his Kickstarter comic, which again, the campaign's up now, right, for issue 6 of Crossover Division.
That is correct, sir.
So yes, kids. So yes, he has done this at least 5 other times. Well,
Well, he's done it with the other
Wow.
thing. Yeah.
I was
for
gonna say
this book.
at least for Crossover Division, it's 5 other times. So
That's right. Yep. And we did the hardcover too, which is I love how the hardcover turned out. It just
Ooh, nice. Yeah, that's a nice volume.
it's slightly oversized. I had to get the ribbon in it because I'm a nerd and geek. I'm a book geek.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with
And on the cover, there we go.
that. Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah,
that's
wow.
Lovely. Yeah,
So fancy.
I love
Yes, Brant did an amazing job on the design, and then of course Pablo did a great cover too. So it was they did all the work. I just get to take all the credit for it. So there you go.
the best thing to do.
that. Yeah.
All right, for anyone watching this or listening to this who may not be familiar with Crossover Division, Will, you want to give them the background?
Sure. The barriers between our reality and our stories are breaking down, and Crossover Division exists to repulse these intrusions from fictional realities. And we follow 2 agents, Hank and Hector, as they save the world.
The H
Kind of
team.
fun. Yep, the H team, H squared.
Dial H for hero.
No.
All right, so everyone read these, right?
Yeah, of
Yes.
course. I mean, we've talked to Will before
Oh, yeah,
about
you-
a couple of issues. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I really enjoyed these very much.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
Yes. I
Yeah,
enjoyed
the team did a really good job. So we alternate between artists on the series. So actually, let me back up a second. I'm the writer. The artist go between Pablo Martinena, who was the artist on issues 1 and 2 and 5, and Alice Leclerc, who's the artist on 3 and 4 and 6. And then we have Amazing Colors by Ryan Kroboth. And I just mentioned Brant Fowler earlier. He's an amazing letterer and designer. And then James Powell is the editor, because I need help. But anyway,
Editor's always the backbone.
Editors are
Yeah.
important. Yes.
Very
Yeah.
important. Very important.
Yeah.
You wrote what? Like, okay, help me fix it. Whatever.
So are these artists and editors like your friends, or did you like how did you put your team together?
Well, so I first started with a different editor, Jim. Excuse me. Jim Gibbons, and we started working together to create the pitch. What's the overall pitch? What's the high concept, right? We worked on the pitch, and then I started working on an 8-page story, which is the short Wizard of Oz story. It's 8 pages. That's in Crossword Division number 1. And then I started looking for an artist. And honestly, back when, I hope I don't offend anybody here, back when Twitter wasn't a Nazi hellhole.
Yeah, when Twitter was Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah. I posted out there and I got a lot of responses. So I kind of worked through them, and, it was back and forth. And then Pablo was like, yeah, he wants to do it and I can afford him. So we started on that 8-page story. When we got that 8-page story done, Jim kind of had to bow out as editor. And then Haas, let's see, I mispronounce his name. He's an amazing letterer. We can put his name in later, but Haas is an amazing letterer, but he also did the editing on the first issue. So the story, the main 26-page story in the first issue, he edited that. And then we moved on to the second, but he had to bow out because he's getting so much work because he's awesome. And then I had met James Powell through the Comics Launch program with Kyler James. So I knew James, I knew Brant Fowler, the letterer, and Ryan Kroboth, the colorist. I knew them from the Comics Launch program, which is a great program. And I've made no bones about this, that I'm getting to do these stories and have some, little success on Kickstarter because of Tyler James and what he's done with the Comics Launch stuff. So we got all together and then we started going. It's not progressing as quickly as I would like because art takes time. I get it, which is why I added in, because we had some delays. I added in another artist, Alice, so that my dream is that we can, potentially get up to 4 issues a year. Probably it's going to be more like 3, but till we get to the end of the series, and the series is going to end at issue 20, which is a
That you know of so far, right? You might get another little tickle in your brain, right?
Well, the series does end with number 20. I mean, I've already written it, so it's done. But
now, is it a definitive end, or does it leave it open?
It's a definitive end.
Okay.
When I do the hardcovers, I like to put in, like bonus 8-page stories. So the hardcovers for the 2nd volume, 3rd, 4th, and 5th volumes will probably have bonus 8-page stories in them, but I'm not there yet. So but I mean, I think it's kind of fun trying to boil down the essence of, well, I guess let me back up a little bit. Because I'm lazy, I play with public domain stuff, right? Dracula, Frankenstein, War of the Worlds, those things. But it's really kind of cool playing with those themes of the original work and kind of, well, if I say Dracula, how many people here have actually read Dracula? I have.
Me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once. Yeah.
Okay. But most people have not actually read Dracula. I mean, it's a epistolary novel. It's letters, right? I mean, it's
Right.
whatever. But most people haven't read it, but it is baked in to our cultural consciousness. You know, if I say Dracula, like, oh, vampires, we know what that, you know, everybody just knows Dracula. Everybody knows Frankenstein. You know, if I say, you know, it's A Christmas Carol, you know, most people haven't read Dickens' A Christmas Carol, but
they know the Muppet story, don't they?
They do.
they know the Muppet
Yeah.
story, or they know the Laverne and Shirley episode, or they know the, you know, it's been adapted like a million times across different things. But
Yeah.
that's the great thing about these public domain works is you don't have to, you know,
It's
you
a
don't have to say,
shorthand
oh,
for relatability. I
yeah,
totally get it. Yeah.
yeah, it's right, it's really easy. And then so it lets me go in and say, wow, this is really cool for this reason, right? And look at those themes, try to mirror those themes in the issue that I'm writing as Hector and Hank have to deal with the, you know, whatever's going on, you know, the crossover and everything, and then how they end it. But it's a lot of fun because, you know, it'd been a long time since I'd read A Christmas Carol. It'd been a long time since I read Dracula, you know, and just going back through and doing some kind of literary analysis of them and then bringing that into the creative process is it's fun. I know I'm a nerd. It's what I am. So
I would say it also
We're
makes
all a little
financial
nerdy
sense
here.
to use public domain because then you don't have to pay anything.
bingo.
Absolutely.
Now,
Yes.
you guys asked if there was gonna, you know, if the series is done at 20. There's probably not going to be more stories. But if DC came to me and said, "Hey, you want to cross over with Green Lantern?" Yeah,
Oh,
shovel
yeah.
money
He's
at
like,
it.
it's
Oh,
already
yes.
written. Here you go, bud.
Here you
Yes.
go. Yeah, here you go.
I
If
would
Marvel
love that.
came and said, "Hey, yeah, Quasar cross," yeah. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
um,
Depends on
that's
the
one of the,
author.
yeah, that's really one of the things that I kind of, so I make no, I make no bones, I make no secret of this, that one of the things that really kind of inspired me to write Crossover Division was Planetary by Warren Ellis. There's some
Oh.
really, really great stuff in Planetary, and one particular issue, they create a fictional world and they land, what do they call them, Imaginauts or something like that, on the inside the fictional world, and something comes out and it's the whole thing. But that really got me thinking. And honestly, when Crossover Division started out, I had this, it was really dark. It was really, really dark. I had this image of like Agent K from Men in Black, you know, sitting down, covered in blood, and just saying, you know, a man can only gut Black Beauty so many times. I thought, okay, that's really dark.
Oh,
Never
no.
go full. Never go full Warren Ellis.
Really, really dark. I know, really, really dark. I'm like, okay, well, that's not really who I am, and that's not what I want to write about. But it got me
Yeah.
thinking about, you know, having these crossovers happen, you know, and having agents to deal with them. It really kind of set the wheels in motion, you know. And no, there's no horse trauma or anything like that in the rest of the series, I promise. But it you know, it really got me thinking about that, you know, how we deal with fiction and how fiction actually really does influence reality. You know, what are lies and why does the truth matter? I mean, it's
Well, that's a
that's
good
what's
question to
important to
ask
me, and that's
nowadays, huh?
Yeah.
yeah.
What's
I won't. I will not say that has not also been on my mind for the last 8, 9 years now. Yeah, exactly.
And not only is it entertaining, it's educational, because you also have a page at the end of every episode about, or every issue, about the author and the work that's been
I love
crossed.
that.
And those are really kind of fun to write, because I honestly, you know, I'm taking a lot from these original authors. You know, I'm taking their works and I'm digging into them. I'm you know, dissecting and, you know, trying to bring things out and work with them. So it felt only fair to me to say, hey, if you like anything about this original work, here's the info about it. Here's who it was by. Here's when it was published. You know, placing it in history where it needs to go, and then, hey, here's where you can go find it on Project Gutenberg, because Project Gutenberg is freaking awesome, right?
Oh, you mean
Definitely
like
have better server security than say Internet Archive.
Yes, unfortunately.
I mean, I was just thinking about this because I mean, everyone, quote unquote, I mean, for years has been stealing from everybody because they were just playing a Twilight Zone marathon in there, and it
Oh,
just
yeah.
hit me. It just hit me. I'm like, do you think Marvel took What If from the Twilight Zone? You know, you watch who shows
Nothing
up.
is new under the sun.
You watch
That's
who
what they
shows up at the
say.
beginning of those classic issues. Like, okay, here's the alternate reality. Here's what's happening. You know, like Rod.
Well,
Rod
yeah,
Serling, the voice of who
Rod
it's.
Serling, yeah. In the Outer Limits,
Mhm.
Alan Moore pays homage to that episode of Outer Limits, which they turn a guy into an alien to fake an alien invasion to unite the world.
Yes, yeah.
He pays homage to that in like the 11th, I think the 12th issue of
And so
Watchmen,
does the
because
CIA
that's
and the Project Bluebeam. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
yeah, and that's the plot of Watchmen, right? Is
Yeah.
creating an alien, and there you go. So yeah, I mean, we have this cultural inheritance, this of Western literature and Western culture that we all kind of are soaked in and have this knowledge of, that is just, it's so rich, that we have this thing, and it's amazing. Libraries are awesome.
Yes.
Say that one more time for the
Yeah.
librarians in the back.
Librarians are freaking awesome.
Yes, absolutely. We need more of them.
Yes, we do. Absolutely.
I mean, I'd be scared if I was you about, like stealing, unconsciously stealing ideas. Because again, look at that bookshelf behind him. I mean, this man is read.
That's his armory. What are you talking about?
It's my armory. That's right. I'm gonna go pull something out here for
Whoa!
Whoa! Did I say that? I said that wrong. Sorry.
This is going to be a new drop.
Name any issue
course
Hal
it is.
Jordan has appeared in. I guarantee you it's collected on that shelf back there.
Probably, yes. Probably.
So you this is your sixth time doing a Kickstarter. Like what what possessed you to even do Kickstarter versus Indiegogo versus like trying to like actually just like go to like say Image or something else like that?
So the direct market is extraordinarily difficult to get into, and now it doesn't exist anymore. Hey, thank you, Diamond.
Shout out
for
to
going
Diamond.
Right, yeah.
But I had originally, the 8-page story was going to be a pitch package so that I could, send it to Image, Dark Horse, anybody, any of the IDW. There's a black mask. There's a lot of small indie comics companies out there. But because my timing is, as always, impeccable, I finished the first issue about, I guess it would have been October of 2020.
Woo!
Perfect timing. So I was like, well, crap. So my thought was then, well, you know what? I don't need a publisher because we have Kickstarter. Now, if we back up a couple of years, I had done a collection of Diary of Night, which was a 4-issue series that actually had been published in the direct market. And then I had done a quick little Make 100 version of that, which is a special promotion that Kickstarter does. I think normally in February they do, you make 100 specific versions of something and you can sell other stuff. Anyway, so I had done that in 2018 and 2019, but I had actually, so my first Kickstarter in hardcover, and it failed miserably. I didn't even know what I didn't know. So when it failed, I was like, fetal position, sucking my thumb and crying for, a while, maybe only a month, whatever it was. But I started looking and going like, surely someone knows how to, people do this. Maybe there's someone out there that can teach me to do this because obviously I have no clue, right? And I found Comics Launch, and Tyler James, he runs the Comics Launch podcast and he does the Comics Launch actual training. So I said, all right, take my money, let's go. And he has a step-by-step process where he shows you go from here to here to here to here. I mean, it's idiot proof. I'm proof that it's idiot proof because I did it and I succeeded with the next campaign when I relaunched Diary of Night, the volume 1. So after I had done that, we got Crossover Division done. There was no direct market at the time because of COVID. Everything was shut down. Kickstarter was actually having a moment because for comics, especially because there was no, you couldn't be a weekend, a Wednesday Warrior anymore because there were no comics coming in to the comic shops, and you couldn't go to the comic shops because they were probably closed anyway. So Kickstarter became kind of this de facto place to go to get comics during COVID. And, it really kind of turned Kickstarter into the place for indie comics. At least I think it did. I mean, it was already kind of becoming that anyway, but I think COVID really accelerated that. So I launched in, I think, November of 2020, and we funded and created the very first issue right here of Crossover Division #1. So it has the 26-page main story. Then it has that, right there. Thank you, Phil. It has the 8-page backup.
Now, is it
And
signed, Phil?
No.
sorry,
You didn't splurge for that package?
I had to sign it. I'll sign it for free, but it's like, I'm defacing this. Don't you want it in mint condition, right?
Slab it.
Slap it. But I want you to read it. Please read it. We worked very hard on it. But anyway, we succeeded and then went through fulfillment. Now, there's really kind of 3 phases of a Kickstarter. It takes, no small amount of work to set the Kickstarter up, to get all the images, to get all the, the tiers, the individual items and the rewards and all that stuff set up. Then you run the campaign, and then once the campaign is finished, then there's fulfillment, right? Which is mailing stuff out. And I'm a shop of one here in Arkansas. So, I mean, everybody else, Alice is near Paris in France. Pablo's in Argentina. Brant is also in another country. He's in San Antonio. Ryan is near Philadelphia, and then James lives near Colorado Springs, I think. So
all over the place.
When we get all it done, all the books come here. I bag and board, start figuring out what rewards go to which people, and then sit down or stand up and make packages and mail stuff out. It's I don't have it back here, unfortunately, but
Wait, you have kids, don't you?
My kids are old. I'm a
matter.
grandparent now.
And they're,
well, even better, get the grandbaby.
and they're bigger than him.
Mhm.
True.
My boys are 6'3" and I'm 5'10", so there you go. But it's really kind of cool because as we've done more Kickstarters, we did #2, and then 3, and then 4, and then we did the hardcover, and then we did 5 was the last one that we did, and that was last year, and now we've got 6 going. It's really cool to me because I can see people that have backed before, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's that's Phil, or this is this person. This is this person.
Mm-hmm.
I know her. She lives in Great Britain. That's cool. I'm like, this is. It's really kind of, and I'll be honest too. The fact that somebody in Norway or France or England will back and pay the $25 in shipping to get their issue sent out to them. I'm just like, I am amazed at that. I'm humbled because you're spending like $40, $50 to get this one issue of a comic, and I really hope it's good enough, because we try really hard, but that's, I don't know. I feel a lot of pressure because I want to make sure that that we as a team are, you know, kind of giving our all and making it worth it, right? You know, that's one of the things that I kind of worry about as the guy that's sending all this stuff out, which is why I don't have one here handy, but Gemini mailers, please use Gemini mailers.
Wait, do you have any Australian backers, or have you ever had any Australian backers? Because like you have to send that last year for it to.
Yep, exactly.
All right. Thank you, Lilith. Yes, he did. I know he had at least one Australian backer. Batman.
Yes.
Strongest fish down under.
But you know, it always, I back a lot of Kickstarters because the indie comics community is really small, and we kind of all know each other, and the indie comics community on Kickstarter is kind of, you know, it's the same kind of group, so we all know each other. And when I've backed I've backed lots of campaigns just because I want to support, you know, all these other indie projects. But I've got a book. It's not bagged, it's not boarded, thrown in a brown mailer, right? Just a paper mailer sent out into the world. I'm like, oh my God, do you know how long and hard I worked on this thing? I'm going to bag it and board it and protect it, and I'm going to wrap it in like 3 layers of duct tape or something to make sure that it gets there safe and sound, because it took us too much work to make it. Yeah. Please protect your books.
Yeah, I mean, again, people don't mind. I know, like with your stuff, you know, you love the medium, you love what you do, so of course, you know, it's going to be quality. But you're like you were saying, not only are the people on Kickstarter, all the comic people, kind of like supportive of each other, but doesn't the algorithm kind of help you too? Like it's like, oh, if you like Crossover Division, maybe you'll like this series.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful because Kickstarter has this. You know, anytime I send like an update out, I sent an update out a few days ago saying, you know, hey, thanks for such a great opening day on Kickstarter, you know, and all this stuff. At the bottom of that email, it says, hey, you might like this campaign or this campaign or this campaign. And it's funny because I have a group that I hang out with online, and anytime I get one of those updates that has all 3 of the campaigns or people I know and chat with normally, I usually like screen grab it and send it out to them. Say, hey guys, you guys are all in the the footer of this one this time. But I mean, it is really great because the Kickstarter community for comics, I don't know if it still is, but at least last year, the category on Kickstarter that had the highest success rate was the comics category.
Nice.
Which was, I think, close to 80%.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's
just
impressive.
launching in the comics category means you have, you know, 80% of those things get funded, which is really cool. Now, there are things that we do to, you know, well, one, is it done or is it mostly done?
Doesn't say the tech important. Products. I ordered one time and yeah, had to go through quite a ordeal with a refund. So I don't do that anymore, but I do comics.
Well, and you know and tech is a wholly different animal on Kickstarter. You know, they have games is a really successful category on Kickstarter as well. Comics, you know, the more things that I can do and the team can do, you know, one, we try to build up to the launch. So, you know, send out lots of emails to mailing lists and post on Blue Sky or Facebook and things like that, just to let people know that it's coming. Sign so that as soon as I do hit launch, you know, an email goes out from Kickstarter, because Kickstarter ultimately wants us all to succeed, because they get paid when we get paid, right? So they do a lot with, you're right, that algorithm recommending things, you know, oh, hey, maybe I wasn't following, I don't know, one of Pat Shan's following his launch beforehand. Maybe I missed the email or I didn't sign up. I've backed lots of his campaigns before. When he launches, I'm going to get an email saying, hey, did you know that he launched because you're following him? So again, Kickstarter does a lot of really, really great things to make sure that it connects up backers with projects, and it's really, really great.
That's cool.
Kickstarter, Charlie Stickney, who does, I don't know if you guys have read White Ash, or the game. I think he just finished the game, was one of his, and then let's see, it's got a stupid long title. How I Slept My Way Through Freshman Year, maybe. I think that's what it is, but whatever. Charlie has kind of described Kickstarter as this infinite newsstand. And I really like that metaphor because, I can put my book up on the newsstand, and yeah, I'm not going to have as many backers as Lady Death, obviously, or the Transformers thing that just went down. God, that was like, I think it's the most backed, the Transformers compendiums. I think they're the most backed comics
after the
forever.
First it was the G.I. Joe one, yeah, then Transformers.
Now it's Transformers.
But again, I mean, that's still backed by a big company, that like Image and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And
which is like, why are they even there though?
Yeah, why are they on Kickstarter if they're a company?
Well, there's no direct market anymore. I mean,
you don't have to pay for these big ass hardcover omnibuses compendium.
Well, and a lot of people, not necessarily a lot, but other creators have said, hey, why are you coming in here? You're taking our readers. And I look at it much differently because
it gets more eyes on Kickstarter in the comics section.
Exactly.
I totally get that, but it's like when Will Smith joined YouTube. It's like, ew, that's not what I'm on YouTube for. Just saying.
But I mean, the Brandon Sanderson novels, Kickstarter actually did a really good report, and it said, because the Brandon Sanderson novels raised an ungodly amount of money, right? Was it like 20 or 30 million? It was, crazy. But what they did is they followed all of the new backers that, this was their first thing. And they looked at those backers, and then they looked at other things that they had backed. So it brought so many more eyeballs to so many more other categories and so much more stuff on Kickstarter. So, it's a really good way to make a splash, I think. The G.I. Joe, the Transformers. There was a recent one that I think it just ended today. So hi, I'm Will. I'm a really old comic nerd. Back in the day, I bought Valiant when it was coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, loved it. Right.
You're
so
in good
then
company.
I followed him to Defiant after that, right?
Oh, Defiant.
And then Broadway.
Yes. Yeah.
But Defiant, they found the crossover. A guy literally chased down all the art for the crossover, and I cannot remember the name of it right now. I mean, I'm old, right? Whatever. But that just ended on Kickstarter. They're going to print that as a hardcover and as individual issues. So you could get that because they never printed it back in the day. They went bankrupt because shooter, whatever.
Yeah, I was like, because,
But I mean, there's so many cool projects on there, and you don't need 10,000 backers. You don't need 5,000 backers. Some projects, all they need is 50 backers. Some projects need 100. If you look at Crossover Division, we've done, was it 170, 220, or 200, then 220, and then I think we did 300 something for number 4. Then we had a lot fewer backers for the hardcover because it was, more expensive. Then we had over 200 for like issue 5. So, I can hope my wife's not listening. I can almost pay for the art and the printing.
It's our little secret.
Don't say the almost.
Almost. I could, the almost. And that's fine for me because, I want the stories out there. So, I'm not doing this to make lots of money because my wife asked, what are we going to do? When's that? Yeah, because it's comics, right? But, it lets me tell the stories I want to tell and work with these amazing artists and create something that's, really part all of us and, better than anything that we could do to get, on our own, but we're doing it together and it's fun. I say is, and I'm sure I'll say that as I'm bagging and boarding and taping up boxes, in 6 weeks or 8 weeks, however long it takes.
Just put this episode on.
Yeah, I'll just listen to this and go, yeah, that's what I was thinking. God, past me was so stupid. Anyway.
I mean, and it's like, again, a lot, depending on the tiers, you're paying a little more, but I don't mind that because I know it's going to almost pay for the what
Yeah.
you put into this. Yeah, because it's like, the big companies, especially the big two, it's like prices keep going up, but I know for a fact that extra money is not going to the creative teams.
No,
Exactly.
far
Yeah,
from it.
absolutely. I mean, and that's
Well, in all fairness, in the case of Image, let me glaze Image a little quick. It's for the transportation and tariffs. To be fair, everybody else side eye. Image,
yeah.
I'll give them a pass because they haven't raised prices since I was 16. So
Yeah.
I mean, again,
I'll give it to them. This you're late on the inflation. Love that for us.
McFarlane held that $2.99 line until
Longer than anybody.
He did, yeah.
longer than anybody,
That was impressive.
Nice. Well, and that's something that Grant and I actually talked about it quite a bit. Was do we put a price on here? And my thought was, well, not really. Because if you race to the bottom, I cannot sell enough comics at $1 a piece, or even $2 a piece, to pay for a creative team because I don't have that quantity that a Marvel or a DC or an Image have because they're selling thousands of copies.
Yeah.
I mean, the print
Allegedly.
run for allegedly, the print run for Crossover Division #1 was like 400 copies, right? And that's what we were able to afford to print and pay the creative team and get out into the world. So
Hey, you're doing better than some modern Archie comics. So as an Archie comics fan, I can say that.
Oh, do you remember that there was a big, to do about Archie trying to launch a whole bunch of weird stuff on Kickstarter many years ago?
Yes.
Do you remember it? Yeah, that was kind of
My
crazy.
wallet and my accountant both remember. Yes.
Oh.
Nice.
The one thing I will say, no price on the cover. How about a corner box?
I've kind of gone back and forth on that because I love me some corner boxes. The Avengers by John Byrne or John Buscema up in the corner, the X-Men in the corner box.
Any of those 90s Marvel, yeah. He's
just give me a triangle, Will. Just my own personal with the triangle. Look at him.
Nice.
I think I know.
Are we talking
this one's for
Superman triangle here? Is that what we're after?
Oh yeah.
Wait, call me stupid, Lilith. I know 5, 4, 6. Come on. Or are you asking Will to put out 4 different books each time?
Well, I mean, if you can pull it off.
I mean, Mateus is doing it, but he has a whole team behind him.
Oh yes.
Let's get the crossover universe bust wide open.
Well, that's actually gonna happen. Not with DeMatteis, but I don't know if you ever read a book called Tart. It's by Kevin Joseph and Ludovic Saleh. Kevin is a really good friend, and I think he's up to issue 16, and he's kickstarted all of the issues, so he's several issues ahead of me as far as he's gotten. But we're gonna cross over Tart and Crossover Division, and Tina Valentino she's the artist. She's already drawn. She's already done the layouts. She's got about 4 pages drawn. We should have a cover pretty soon. And he's actually running right now for his 4th hardcover. It's called.
Oh wait, is that the one that's historical fiction? It's the redhead lady.
She's a time traveling demon killer. Yep.
Yes.
That's Tart.
Yes.
Actually, hang on, I've got it right back here. So he's actually doing the Kickstarter for this book right here, right now.
Oh, nice.
Because Kevin is a mad genius. He went ahead and he knew the tariffs were coming, so he whipped out the old credit card and he's already purchased the books, and they exist. I already got one, right? But he's doing the Kickstarter for Volume 4 right now on Kickstarter. So one of the things that we're going to do, and this goes back to how we support each other on Kickstarter, is we're going to probably do a crossover print. So if you back Tart Volume 4 and you back Crossover Division number 6, we are, as soon as Tina gets the cover done, we're probably going to make that a print. And if you back both, you're going to get a special print. So
That's so cool.
That's cool. I like that.
But to be honest, it was the first time. So Kevin and I wrote this. We used to host a podcast called Explain Yourself, where we would bring on, every week we would bring on Kickstarter creators and explain yourself and your project, right? Trying to bring as much support as we could to the community and everything. And so during the launch of Crossover Division number 1, Kevin was live with Tart 12 maybe, or Tart 10. I can't remember which issue it was. But the creators in our group were like, hey, so Kevin and I, let's do a crossover print between us and my book and your book. And we had Kyle Roberts, who's an artist in our group, draw it, and Ryan Kroboth, who's the colorist on Crossover Division, we had him color it. And Kevin said, yeah, let's have them fight Frankenstein or whatever, and it's like, whatever. Kyle came back and they're fighting the Minotaur. We're like, okay, it looks really awesome. Cool, great. So Ryan colors it, and Kevin and I got to talking about, this is a really cool image. What's that story like? So we started we started plotting it, and we started talking about it more and more, and we sat down, and what we did is we would go write 4 pages, and then we would switch. I would write 4 pages, he would write 4 pages, and we've got, I think it's a 28-page issue, and we wrote it. We had Cassie, his editor, look at it. Then we had James, my editor, look at it, and we got it whipped into shape, and we said, do we want to do this? And he's like, yeah, let's do it, man. I'm like, okay, cool. So we reached out to Tina because Tina had done a variant cover for me for Crossover Division number 3, and I really, really liked her style. She did the cover where the dagger is hanging kind of over some musical notes. It's a bluish background, I think. Anyway, it's a really cool cover. And we reached out to Tina, and she's like, yeah, I'll do it. Like, sweet. So we've been working with her for a while now. So she went through and she did all the layouts. We approved all those. And now she's actually working on individual pages, and hopefully she'll get the cover done for us, and we can do that crossover print. So it's really cool. And it's funny too, because I don't know if you guys are familiar with a book called Meraki, Meraki. It's just a beautiful book by M.K. Palmer, and Papercat does the art, and she's an amazing artist. She's got a cover for Crossover Division coming up with number 8, but we're doing a crossover print with there. So Papercat has drawn a crossover print for Crossover Division and Meraki, so that if you back both, you're going to get that crossover print too. It's cool stuff. We try to support each other as much as possible.
Cause I talk about how in the mainstream, a lot of like back in the day, when the big two were the big two, where everybody knew everybody because everybody had worked it. They just went back and forth across the street. There was just this camaraderie, and if you ever listen to Chichester Chat, you just hear these legendary conversations and things like that. So
Very
yeah,
cool.
I think that new artists miss that, and I like that you guys have the camaraderie in a smaller community like that.
Yeah, it is great because everybody is so supportive, because we all kind of treat it, a rising tide lifts all boats. That's not just some stupid aphorism here. It's literally true. The better we do, the better all of us does, on the platform. So one of the great things that kind of became standard is that when I'm sending out an update, so I don't know how familiar you guys with Kickstarter, but I go in and I say, create update. I write the update out, and then it goes to everybody that's backing it right there. It can be either a private update or it can be a public update. 99% of the time, mine are public, unless hey, click here to this link to go get something, whatever. But we've all started sharing at least one or two other campaigns that are live, that, hey, take a look at this. You've backed Crossover Division. Thank you so much for that. But here's maybe some other, projects that you might like. And that's just kind of something that's become kind of a standard, in the comics category, like, hey, yeah, here's two things, go check these guys out, and it really is an amazingly supportive, community, which I love. I really do love that.
And I mean, you were talking about the print. I mean, you always add in like little goodies with like each issue too, like the memo from Crossover Division. And,
the memo. Okay, so the memo. I'm going to give you guys some behind the scenes stuff. It's a little spoilery, but not too much. So the memo, if you look at the memo, it's signed by regional director. It's got CCs to. I made it look as goofy, like administrative, 70s, like I'm CCing this person and this person and this. I wanted it to look as office and mundane as possible, right? So I put the whole team in there as CC'd. Some of them are like regional directors, some of them are other thing. They all have these titles. I'm in sanitation. My name's on there. I'm sanitation. But the
as a Hal Jordan fan, that's where you belong. I have to rib Will about it every now and
then. But I actually introduced the name of the bad guy, the ultimate bad guy, in that memo. Yep, there you go.
There's one of them. Yep.
So that classified stamp. Oh my God, that is so much fun. I have all the letters out. I've got the red ink. I've got the stamp. I go, thunk, thunk. It's awesome. It's so much fun to do. My wife gets annoyed with me. I'm trying to watch TV here, whatever.
So you write her notes and stamp classified on it?
Yeah, it's just really cool. I mean, I've got a stamp that says classified. How cool is that?
Oh yeah, but there's also kinds of, he'll send out stuff like that. Sometimes there's like stickers, like
Yeah.
So how do you come up with like the tiers and like the stretch goals and?
Well, there's kind of an art and a science to that. So if we just do a single issue and the early bird, I think the early bird price is like $15 or whatever. I try to think, how many backers am I going to need, right? Mm-hmm. If my average backer pledge is $20 and my goal is 4,000, I'm going to need 200 backers, right? So I try to figure out, well, I'm going to need some higher level tiers. Like there's right now, you can go in and get a commission from Alice. That's, I forget where that falls. Is it like 250, something like that? Whatever. If you want to be drawn into the issue or be a Crossover Division agent, those things are available as well, and those are higher tiers because I also have a $1 tier, right? And the thing I love about the $1 tier is that it lets people, support the project, but it also lets me expose them to, books by
help them like climb up the ladder a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, like the indie comic bundle is what we call it. So you've got, Kevin lets me share Tart. Let's see, Phil and Kat let me share a Slice of Life. It's their webtoon that they do. Kat Calamia and Phil Falco, who do a lot of really great books on Kickstarter. If we joke with them a lot because we're like, oh, let's see, it's May. Let's see, you guys must be launching book number 30 at this point. So I'm launching book number 1 for the year, whatever. But that, and then, starting with the digital tier, here's the basic digital. And then for a little bit more, you can get the deluxe digital, which has the inks and the colors and the script and things like that in it. So trying to you don't want too many tiers, but you don't want too few tiers. So it's kind of figuring out, hey, one of the things that we do on Kickstarter is variant covers.
Mm-hmm.
I have mixed feelings about the big two doing variant covers because
it's a glutton in excess at this point.
Yeah, but the reason we do it on Kickstarter is one, I get to work with other cool artists, which I think is awesome. I get to work. So whenever Pablo is doing the art for the issue, he gets to do the standard cover. Whenever Alice is doing the art for the issue, she does the standard cover. And so that reverses. So if Pablo's doing the art, Alice does the first variant. If Alice is doing the art, Pablo does the first variant, which means I've got 3 other kind of slots to fill per issue. And I'm like, this is a great thing. I got the Jen St. Ange to do a cover for me for number 2, which I love the cover that she did for me. And I got Kath Lobo and Yasmin. Yasmin Flores Montanet. She's actually is part of the new DC group that I think she's doing any art for a Green Lantern short story. Maybe I'd have to look it up. But just getting to work with all these artists is just great. I mean, Mog Park, she did this amazing cover for us for number 4 that I was like, holy crap, let's make that a metal cover. I did, and it's beautiful. I mean, it really turned out beautiful. So, I've got that. While I understand and I don't like the reasons that the big two do variant covers on Kickstarter really help us
reach your goals and offer
reach our
more.
Goals and give some
something unique.
on that.
Yeah, I get it.
Exactly. So, one of the things, I don't know that I've announced this yet. So, hey.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Where's the sound, Phil? Yes.
Hear ye.
So the scripts have been completely edited up to number 8. So number 8 is ready for Alice to start drawing it. Number 7 is already drawn. Pablo has it drawn. It's not colored yet. So once number 6 hopefully funds and we get it printed, I'll be able to fulfill really quickly, and then we're going to launch number 7 almost immediately because it's pretty much done at this point.
Nice.
Number 7 is a crossover with the Call of Cthulhu.
Ooh, very cool.
And
Lovecraftian.
Yeah, my disdain for H.P. Lovecraft probably comes through in the writing. But
we get it, but you can't deny the world. You got to separate the art from the artist at times. This is one of those few times that I'll allow it.
Because I made sure that my opinion of him as a human being is well known because he was a horrible, horrible human being.
Totally.
But for the first time, we did a double-page splash right in the middle of the book, and Pablo drew this amazing Cthulhu with this kind of wrecked apocalyptic scene that is just freaking awesome, and I can't wait for people to see it. It's amazing.
That sounds great.
And then number 8 is with Sherlock Holmes. So
of course.
No, you tell
one of my favorite stories of Sherlock Holmes is A Scandal in Bohemia, because she beats him.
Mm-hmm.
She beats him. The woman beats him. Irene Adler beats him because she's smarter than he is, or at least more clever in this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that we have, so that the title of that issue is The Woman, because we make some big we reveal some things about Betsy in that issue, and kind of we don't give away exactly what's going on, but we find out a little bit more about her. But to get back to where I was going with this, Tula Lote is going to be doing a cover for issue 8 for us. She did Supreme Blue Rose for Image back in the day. She did this amazing cover for what was it? Strong. Let's see. Strong something in the Company of Women. It was a really great Kickstarter. It's a great cover. Strong Wit in the Company of Women. Maybe was that what it was? It was a great little anthology project. But she did this gorgeous cover to it. I was like, please, Miss Lote, would you consider possibly maybe doing a cover for Crossover Division? She was like, sure, pay me. And I'm like, okay, cool, we're down. You know, if you pay artists, they'll do things for you. This is amazing.
Did
This is
anybody
like a
feel
life
the big
hack.
too, or
The idea, yeah.
so everybody's got like 12 books, and I'm just feeling like, you know, giving Walmart vibes.
Yeah, it's really amazing because most artists are really, really approachable, but I still get, you know, kind of nervous, you know, reaching out. You know, they're just going to think I'm stupid, you know, whatever, you know. But hey, would you think about doing a cover, you know? And she was like, sure. I was like, this is awesome because her work is amazing. Another artist, Angela Wu, I think she's done some work for DC, but she's also doing a cover for number 8, and it's amazing too. I can't talk about it too much because she hasn't quite finished it, but I was super, super impressed with it. And then
So do you let the artist just do what they want with the cover, or like, okay, like you don't give them like an idea, or like, hey, this page of the book I think would be a good jumping off point. You just let them free range.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of free range it and say, you know, these are the covers that we've done because I have, you know, a list, you know, a folder that I share, you know, as my press kit that has all the covers in it. Now, one thing that sells really well on Kickstarter is
not
boobs.
safe for work.
Yeah, not safe for work.
As a chronically online degenerate, I get it.
I do too. I mean, I support a lot of those projects because I know a lot of those creators, and the books are good and the art's beautiful. So, you know, not a big deal. But I didn't necessarily want to go with that route for Crossover Division, but I'm not above. I mean, Jen St. Ange did a cover for number 2 that's it's safe for work, but it's kind of sexy, and I was like, okay, cool, you know.
It's giving Amish shoulders and ankles, yes.
Yeah. So if you know, if an artist is known for that, I'm like, yeah, maybe we can go a little bit sexy on this, or maybe not, you know. I'm working with, I reached out to Meredith McLaren. She does Black Cloak for Image with
Kelly Thompson,
because I really like her style. And I reached out to her and I said, hey, I think she had posted that she was taking commissions or something. I'm like, excuse me. So I said, look, you know, if you want to do this, great. If not, you know, no problem. But would you be interested? And she's like, sure. So I said, here are the issues from 9 through 20. All right. Here's the work we're crossing over in every issue. Which one are you interested in? And she went, I want number 12. I'm like, cool. Number 12 is Coleridge, and we're doing one of my favorite poems that I can't remember the name of right now.
We've got them up too late. I'm sorry.
Oh, are you doing the Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner?
Thank you. Yes, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner.
Nice. There we go.
I mean, that's like
two professors nerding out with each other. I see you.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I couldn't remember it because I'm an idiot at this point. But she said, I really want to do Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. So she's turned in this great cover for issue 12. I'm like, this is awesome, but I can't share it yet because we're on issue 6. So now, I talk about Jen St. Ange because I really loved working with her on the cover to number 2. I mean, it's kind of sassy and a little sexy, and it's got the brides of Dracula on it, and it's cool. And so I reached out to her and said, "Hey, I liked working with you a lot. Would you be interested in doing some of the covers for the remainder of the series?" And she was like, "Sure." I was like, "Yeah, if you pay artists, it's really crazy. They'll make artwork for you. It's a
What a
life hack."
concept.
Gimme.
Yeah. So she's agreed to do the remaining 12 issues. I think she's agreed to do 7 of them, and if she has time, she may end up doing a variant cover for all of the remaining issues, 9 through 12. But yeah, I mean, she's already turned in one cover for number 9, which is the Count of Monte Cristo.
Ooh.
And talk about smolder. They're smoldering on this cover.
Oh.
There's much smoldering on this cover. I'm like, I think I replied to her. I said, "Damn, much smoldering here."
So at the end, I mean, this is far off, but at the end, after issue 20, are you going to do another campaign to give us one of those big ass omnibuses like we were talking about with all 20 issues in it?
I freaking love omnibuses. So yes. Although it might have to be 2 because I'm a geek, right? So I've got my Excel spreadsheets here. So we've got 19 issues times 24 pages, but then the first issue of every arc has 26 pages. So 1, 5, 9, 13, 17 we'll all have, and then we've got double for the others. So that's math. That's a lot of pages. So it might
He's
have
not
to
trying to
be
get
2.
sued for breaking people's coffee tables here.
Exactly.
You've been doing it. I mean, sometimes the omnibuses are like 1,000 pages.
That's true.
I know.
I want a phone book. I know kids don't know what that is, but I want a phone book. Damn it!
I definitely want to do that. But I also, I mean, Brant and I went over how we wanted the spines of these to look because yes, I'm that kind of nerd. These spines are going to match, by golly, for all 5 volumes.
Look behind him; it'll freak him out if they're different heights.
I mean, you've got.
No, I see the Green Lantern ones back there don't all line up.
I know.
Oh, don't get me started about those Dark Horse collections.
That's why he 3D printed. That's why he 3D printed that Green Lantern, just a hot camouflage stuff.
But yeah, I mean, I do want to do. One of the things that Tyler says is that the launch is not always necessarily where you see the most reward for your work. It's often on the relaunch, right? So we did 4 issues of Crossover Division, and then we did the hardcover, and the hardcover was a kind of a relaunch of those 4 issues. And I want people to know that there's a plan, and you can see the plan because on the very first issue you see War of the Worlds up here, over here. You see Dracula, that was number 2. You see the Wicked Witch, that was the bonus story. You see Mr. Hyde, which was issue number 5. Romeo and Juliet, which was our fake out number 3, but number 4 turned out to be Romeo and Juliet. So I've got the scripts for all 20 issues done. The first 8 have been fully edited. We still need to edit the remaining 12 and get them worked into shape. In fact, James and I, had an hour-long meeting where we talked about, I knew that there were things that I had not put in the issues that need to be in there to give us more, because I got into the habit when I was writing these of, this is a single issue, write the issue, move on, make them standalone. And they were very, very standalone. So I don't have, in the drafts that I've got right now, I don't have a lot of connective tissue between them so that, it's going to read more like one big story with episodes versus just lots of single episodes. So we're working on those things to make those better. And I mean, if I live long enough to see 20 published, which will be great.
That's a dire
We're gonna
foot.
yeah, we're gonna have this big 20 issue epic that Kevin, Joseph, and I joked. His Tart was gonna be 72 issues, crossover divisions 20. And whenever somebody comes to us and says, "Hey, how do I break into comics on Kickstarter?" We're like, "Don't do what we did. Do one issue. Don't actually contribute an 8-page story to an anthology. Don't start off with like a 40 issue epic, because that's insane." Yes, we're insane. Thank you. Welcome to thank you for coming to my TED Talk. So.
You're so passionate. I love it. It comes through in your writing. It really does.
Thank you.
All right, before we go too late, yes, let's show them how big of a nerd you are. You read some of the
Oh yeah.
It's been a while since you read some Green Lantern, so yeah, let's talk about some of these latest issues here.
You bet. Hal Jordan. Hey, I like him.
No.
Let's all guess which one Lilith liked.
Green Lantern Corps.
I'm thinking that Lilith probably liked the Absolute Green Lantern.
And that was okay. But it
Wow.
had pirates. Come on.
I was just saying, what about
Pirates, Green Lantern Corps.
No, pirate lanterns.
Green Lantern Dark is actually the Green Lantern from the Tangent universe, and their world has kind of been destroyed, I think, after their second crossover or third crossover. I can't remember. We touched on it a little bit, I think, in one of our podcasts. I can't remember which one. But the world is kind of engulfed in darkness, and so technically it's an Elseworld, but it's actually been really, I've really enjoyed it. She's the first couple of issues she was pitted against Grundy, that world's Grundy, and I mean it's got a very, very much a horror vibe to it. I mean, even more so, Absolute Green Lantern kind of has this sci-fi horror vibe to it, at least in kind of my reading of it. This is kind of straight up horror. Green Lantern Corps, is great to have a Green Lantern Corps book back, which I think is just awesome. And of course, Green Lantern. So we're back to 4 books a month, because Green Lantern Dark, I think, comes out every other month.
When it wants to.
If I remember correctly. Yeah, when it wants to.
But yeah, that regular Green Lantern book, I mean, that's Will and I have been chomping at that, because how it's basically been Hal Jordan and then Kyle Rayner. So
yeah, that's our jam right there.
Absolute Green Lantern kind of threw me. Took me a second reading. It was like the first Absolute book where I was just like, wait a minute, what?
Exactly. Yeah, what's going on here?
Well, it's Al Ewing. Because it's Al Ewing. He loves like his horror, and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah. His Immortal Hulk is
legendary.
Amazing. Absolutely. And in the art, I would say that the art on the regular book, Zermanico on Green Lantern, is just awesome. I mean, he is really that good. I would say that the book that has kind of the most interesting art, though, would probably be the Green Lantern Dark book, because it's got this it's darker, but it has this cartoonier approach, but it's still kind of got this really big horror vibe to it. I think it's really, it's interesting. I mean, Zermanico and Hal Jordan, so yeah, Green Lantern's definitely my jam, but the Green Lantern Dark book is really interesting, and I'll be interested to read it once. I think it's a 6-issue mini. Is that right, Phil?
What?
Yeah, Lilith said it's 6 issues. So I'll be interested to read Green Lantern Dark, reread it once all 6 issues have come out, to kind of see how it all fits together. But the Green Lantern book was great. I mean, I still think kind of Hector Hammond was sort of a good guy after the Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps run, but I guess things changed. I don't know. I haven't read those yet. somebody's not making me read Green Lantern every week now.
No way to hold you accountable.
Phil, sorry.
Hey, I'm getting threatening messages from your wife. He's making comics in the basement, then he's reading all these, buying and reading stacks.
We just need
Now-
a Sinestro book. That's it, and I'll be happy because Sinestro did nothing wrong. Don't at me.
That's bold words. Very bold words.
Oh, at the end of that last Green Lantern, Will, how did you feel about who they ran into in hell?
That was not what
Where
I was
he belongs.
expecting. Poor
Good call.
Gnort. I mean, poor Gnort.
Because he is gone.
Exactly. So I do have a question for you guys. Now, we've seen Jeremy Adams and then Jeremy Adams and his co-writer, which is Hampton, I think, on Green Lantern Corps.
Yes.
We've seen them introducing stuff from the Green Lantern animated series kind of into the book. So we've seen the Interceptor, which actually was shown back before War of the Green Lantern. So it's been in the book for a while, back when Jeff Johns was writing.
Razor.
But we got Razor in there, and now we've brought in Hawkwoman, but this is kind of the Hawkwoman John Stewart relationship from the Justice League cartoon, I feel like.
When in doubt, crank up that nostalgia, baby.
Yeah. True.
How do you guys feel about them kind of bringing that stuff in?
Anything to get the nerds peeping at it, That's how I feel about it now. We're kind of in desperate need of actually giving the fans what they want at this point, instead of the writers just kind of going off the rails and doing what they want to just put their mark on things. So I think it's refreshing.
And
I think it brings in relatability.
And you never know what's canon or not anymore after all the crossover, after New 52s and Rebirths and
Crisis,
Dark Knight Metals and stuff. Yeah.
We don't mention Dark Metal.
I mean, don't even mention the Kristen. It was like, oh, hey, Blockbuster was dead, shot in the head. Now he's not dead.
No, that's not canon.
Oh, but then he's dead again.
Okay.
Oh, but
bring somebody back just to kill them, because that's always awesome.
Oh yeah.
I say as a Quasar fan.
Hey, Will, how did you feel about the artist formerly known as the Red Lanterns in Green Lantern Corps?
I really like Zilia Socks. I know I'm weird. Whatever. I really like Zilia Socks. I still feel like they don't treat Atrocitus as the absolute scariest being in the book, because
he's a
billions of years old, and he's blood magic and hate and Red Lantern and just like, dude, yeah, I think he got a little bit, of short shrift there, but
wait, there's a character named Atrocitus, and they are not taking him seriously?
Yeah.
That's a rookie mistake.
Welcome.
It's his mom's fault. I mean, it's just like with a name like Sinestro, with a name like a child. What did you expect? He's just living up to his name, man.
Well, Lilith, it's like that Seinfeld joke. He's like, I think when you name a baby Jeeves, I think you've set his path,
his career path in motion. Absolutely.
Well, but we also got to see the cat. What's the cat's name?
Oh, I love the cat.
Oh, Dexstar.
Yeah,
Dexstar,
Dexstar. Yes, I love Dexstar.
Red Lantern Dexstar.
And there's some really cool. We haven't really seen much of Guy Gardner, which is interesting, I think, because I thought that they would kind of be bringing him to the forefront since the movie.
I wonder if as they get closer to the Superman movie, he's either going to make a big comeback in one of the books, or are they going to give him a mini series or something? Or
I don't know, maybe. Now, Lilith,
isn't Guy Gardner like the most annoying Green Lantern?
Well, yes.
Depends on who you are.
I mean, 80s Guy Gardner, you want to punch him in the face, but
as Batman did.
When you look As Batman did, yeah, one punch. Once Emerald Twilight happened, guy got these amazing, crazy, weird powers, and because he couldn't have a ring anymore. But they actually kind of made him much less annoying and kind of tried to turn him into a little bit elder statesman type that Kyle could go to, during that run. And then when Rebirth happened and the core came back, I feel like he's a lot more mature a character now. And I like, post Rebirth Guy Gardner quite a bit. I'm not sure what that says about me.
I mean, they did kind of tone him
You
down.
believe in giving second chances, and I think that's great.
All right, why don't we
Now,
cut?
New 52.
Well, that's the thing nobody can forgive as a DC fan.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
I mean,
name a character. There's going to be at least one thing.
We could do a whole 2-hour special about New 52 and still not scratch the surface.
Yeah.
Don't give me
But
ideas.
it's like over 10 years ago. Let's just let it fade.
She's
move
like, let
on.
it go. I will never forgive, and I will never forget. Casual
Phil and I-
Friday Superman. Never.
Phil and I were
It
doing
is the era that gave us Wonder Woman looking for a Snickers. No.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely
that's
not.
right. That's right.
Oh wow. Phil and I were, we were
Unforgivable.
going over Green Lantern, and I genuinely love, the Jeff Johns Rebirth, Sinestro Corps War, Blackest Night, but not even Jeff Johns could save the New 52 Green Lantern, because that wasn't great. I mean, the quality just seemed to just for all those books. I mean,
I just remember every episode of New 52. You're like, do they have to have a body count every episode? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, and they did.
I think that was a mandate, like literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of bleak, unfortunately.
We're still recovering, but I think we're on a good recovery path at this
It was like
point.
the Snyderverse version of the comics, pretty much.
Oh.
Nothing's as
Ouch.
bad as that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think I may have to agree with Lilith there.
That's great. Why'd you say that, Dan? All right. I was going to say, why don't we call it a night? And again, Will, thank you. Tell everyone again where they can sign up for Crossover Division number 6.
So you can, if you go to crossoverdivision.com/KS, that's KS for Kickstarter. It'll take you to the Kickstarter campaign, and take a look at the reward tiers. If there's something you like, great. If you don't feel like backing it, but you think it kind of looks cool, then share it somewhere.
I heard Phil had a special code he's gonna put in the description box.
Actually, thank you for reminding me. So Kickstarter now has this thing called secret rewards. So to see the reward even be available, you have to have a special link. So I've got a special link for anybody watching this. If they want to go to the link that Phil's going to share, it's a secret reward for just Crossover Division numbers 5 and 6 at kind of a special price. And it'll come with the PDFs. That's one of the things that is important to me, that if you buy a physical copy of it, you're going to get a digital copy too. I mean, why wouldn't you? Marvel and DC. Anyway.
Yes.
That would be nice.
Yeah, that really worked for the big two, huh? All right. Yeah, I'll share that. I'll share that in the show notes. So yes, kids, if you're watching this, listening to this, yes, look down. There it is.
But yeah, that's check it out. If you like it, great. I appreciate any support. That means sharing it on social media. That's great too. I appreciate it all. And if you do decide to support the issue, we have catch up tiers as well, so you can catch up with the standard covers of all issues at this point. If you feel like doing that, great. You'll also, like I said, you'll get the PDFs with it. But I hope you enjoy it if you get a chance to read it.
And again, if you love comics, check him out, because again, this man is a huge nerd for comics. So
Honk if you love comics. Honk honk.
Honk honk.
Oh, we're gonna sell bumper stickers.
I mean, throw it up on the TeePublic and Teespring, Phil.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's not copyrighted, right?
I'm pretty sure it's not.
I mean, how can you copyright honk if? I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
As long as you're not using super space hero or super dash hero, I think we're good because Marvel and DC actually do have those specific phrases copyrighted.
Yeah, but having a shared copyright, that seems kind of anti-competition, so I don't think that would hold up in court. But
Well,
I
Phil,
don't
we
wanna get
don't have
sued,
our
so-
lawyer. We're not going to use Chat GPT as our lawyer to figure that one out.
I'm pretty sure comics is not a copyrighted word.
Yeah. Well, thanks, guys and
Yes.
ladies. I appreciate you guys listening to me ramble on and on for minutes and minutes and minutes.
You should know we love creatives here, and I love picking creatives' brains, especially about something as mysterious as Kickstarter.
Yes, definitely.
You know, honestly, it's if you listen to like the first 10 episodes of the Comics Launch podcast, that's a lot of what we do. Tyler James has this down to a science, and if you even want, well, let me say this: if you want to do a Kickstarter, come ask me questions. I will answer questions till the cows come home. It's because if you're wanting to do a Kickstarter, I want you to succeed. I mean, that's because comics are cool and I want to see more comics. My wife doesn't want me to see more comics because I've got a few. So
Well, what if
See
you
what you
supported
people did? Marvel and DC took me out.
what if you supported the digital tier? Then she wouldn't see them.
that's right. I'm learning that lesson slowly.
You
Very
just do like
slowly.
Phil does and blame it on me. Well, Lilith said.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Lilith said I should totally support that Transformers compendium. Yeah, it's her fault.
you should see how much Lilith has at her house. Yeah. All right, but if you want to help us buy some merch, kids, yes, well, email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com with your thoughts, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. You can find us all over social media. You can buy our merch, speaking of, at TeePublic or Spring. And again, Lilith's favorite method, just ran the money on us through the Cash App link. So Lilith doesn't have to visit you.
I just want to talk.
And of course, the Patreon, where again you get exclusive uncensored content every month. And I think instead of me and Lilith this month, are we getting the Justin Drunken unboxing video, Justin?
Well, it depends on if the rest of my order shows up.
Uh-oh. FedEx, I
yeah.
just want to talk. Come outside.
There's something else I bought on eBay that's a week behind. So as soon as that shows up, you guys will get the video.
Can you imagine if we did a two-parter? First one to be continued.
To be
I
continued.
mean, I think you should just say the thing for the Patreon is seeing Justin's face. He keeps it hidden.
Oh!
Doesn't have to unbox anything. He can just be like, "This is me."
Face reveal.
Surprise.
Well, that's what I said. I mean, two of my biggest eye candies, and they're not on screen most of the time. So,
Well, when the world's not on fire anymore, I'll be back on video.
Okay.
No, that's a pay tier to see Lilith.
there's people who would pay to see Lilith.
I'm not my wife. I don't have an OnlyFans.
Oh,
Gotta have an OnlyFans, right?
In this day and age.
And this probably.
listen to Will. He's like, you gotta have an OnlyFans. Right? Damn it, my.
No, if Will is a professor, there's no way he has an OnlyFans.
No, God.
That
No
is
way.
asking for trouble.
No, that's begging for trouble. Begging.
Yes. That is trouble before you even launch.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, if anyone, well, again, anyone on our team could have an OnlyFans, and I know someone who would pay for it. So, here we go. All right.
Oh baby. Oh baby.
Oh, I forgot. That's right, Justin. You're supposed to remind me. Yes. Again, this episode, as every episode of the Capes Lunatics, is brought to you by Ray Plays Games. If you've got a deck, if you've got a deck that needs one hand or two hands, Ray can handle it. So yes, check out Ray Plays Games on YouTube.
Strongest wrists down under.
Speaking of which, we're actually
good
recording
publicity.
a new episode of Predator and Prey tonight.
Oh,
Yes. And he's actually waiting for me, so I'm going to bid you guys good evening.
All
I
right.
said a good
Have a
evening.
good one.
See ya.
Bye, Justin.
Tell him to quit messaging me while we're recording because he was. All right. So yeah, I'll do Justin's. Yes, you can check out Justin also on the Lost Library of Legends. We're getting him and Russell right now. I think we're covering Marvel Sleepwalker and The Shadow. A lot of that stuff in chronological order. They're starting with like the Denny O'Neil 70s stuff. So
Michael Kaluta on the
They're
art.
smoking
Yeah,
a
that's
doobie.
amazing.
They're gonna need it.
well, that or high on Mountain Dew. Well,
Either works for me.
Money on tobacco and Mountain Dew.
and again, she'll never do her own plug. So yes, check out Kristen's book, Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder. Again, you will learn something about well, it was written on the 75th anniversary. So yes, read that. And then
When's the new one coming out?
Oh, I don't know. I'm slacking.
We need a second edition.
Maybe we'll think about it for 90.
Wow, okay.
Well, that's coming up quick.
I know.
no offense, but Lilith has never been interested in 90-year-old dick.
I mean, if they're gonna write me in the will, maybe.
Oh, jeez. Okay. What are you dating? An NFL coach? Come on. The whole thing's ridiculous. And again, Tyler's not here, but yes, check out Tyler and Mr. James Cole on the Krypton Report, talking all things Superman. So they're gonna have a big year this year. All right, Kristen, can you handle the ampersand?
Yes.
All right. All right, kids. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Mr. Will Allred, for joining us.
Thank you.
We got this Mr. Will Allred. We never talked to him. All right, kids. For another week, we have been your Capes.
Ampersand.
Lunatics.
Lilith, it took how many years we finally got a real professor to say? Oh, yeah, next time we're going to be talking to David Papose about Captain Planet #1.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
And his upcoming Speed Racer.
Yes. Coming up, all Lilith.
And then this time next week, we're going to do a Chichester chat.
With his new #1 of Risk.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the episode after that, yes, that superstar from Down Under, Ray of Ray Plays Games will be here. So, all right, kids, go cross over and buy that book.
All right. Thank you for your